Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Ash of Gods Redemption. We are now playing with Hopper Rouley, and our goal is to reach Opacum. Let's take the prison road, which seems to be the most direct one. Give in to the curse. You meet a couple of terrified villagers on the road and ask Ake to investigate. Have Frisian patrols really made it this far east? If that's indeed the case, you'll be hard-pressed to reach Opacum. The giant returns with news that no Frisians have been sighted, but that villagers decided to remove some of the masonry in the derelict prison. They went through a lot, though. Parents used tales of Khan the Executioner, the ghost that haunts the place, to scare their children. The fear and loathing are still deeply rooted within these people. Arna's words echo in your mind. Find those loathed by all. But the executioner's long dead. Even if there's more to the story than the fairy tale, and the ruins are truly haunted, is that something you want to deal with? Sure. You turn toward the prison, but Ake isn't eager to join you. You turn, eyebrows raised in inquiry, but Ake just shrugs. You'd better face this unholy abomination alone, he says. I have no qualms fighting people, but spirits are another matter. You're brave enough to venture forth alone. You feel a surge of magic energy as you approach the prison, and a person appears before you. Is it a ghost? Just an illusion? You can't tell. It sounds sophisticated witchery. My name is Khan, the man says, breaking the silence. Great power has pulled me from the world of the dead into the land of the living. Khan looks alive enough. As you try to comprehend the inner workings of the powerful spell, you stall for time. My name's Hopper Rouley. My horse led me here. Would you mind telling me what sort of power reanimated you? Was it a peculiar old woman by chance? Khan ignores your question and points at you. That name, you're the one I've been waiting for. You must see what was and what might have been. Oh, we are fighting. All right. What do we need? What do we need? Alright, 30 damage. More damage. Oh my god. Okay. This is going to be very tough. Because every time one of these guys dies, the rest get improved attack. Alright. Ranged attackers are among the most dangerous. Oh, thank you. Alright, so what if I move here? Okay, that was pretty cool. Alright. 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 Wow, they are all dead. Nice. You awaken in prison after the battle. It doesn't look like a ruin at all. At least the cell you're sharing with Khan certainly doesn't. I can swear to it being a wandering manor. But I've never fought girls there. What's all this about? You ask the executioner. This is a battle that happened, or perhaps did not. The ghost calmly answers, and it was fought by one whose fate may or may not be intertwined with yours. A stranger may prove useful, and someone you know may pose a great threat. Now, I need to ask you a question. What you need to do is give the right answer. You compose yourself, another trial awaits. When will they ever end? Should you play the game, or maybe just exercise the ghost? You've already puzzled out the way the enchantment is woven. It may look complicated, but it's quite fragile. Of course, you could just slay the executioner. Try to answer the question. Khan says, well, listen well, of all the men you've met after the reaping began, who's got the most dangerous strike in him? Say his name, I'll tell you if you're right or not. Huh. It's either Nakoma or Corazon. All the men you've met since the ripping began, who has the most dangerous streak in him? Say it's Corazon. Khan nods. Yes, Corazon has the cunning of a serpent slithering among the rocks. Careless and calculating, he is most dangerous, an enemy to be dreaded. Now, since you've given the right answer, heed this. Read the stone in Opacum. Khan slowly disappears. The prison walls become transparent. Before he vanishes, the ghost speaks. Farewell, soon it will all be over, one way or another. Khan vanishes into thin air, not waiting for the walls to disappear completely. You go straight through and return to your horse. You feel as though Khan's right. The ending is near. Okay, we got a bit more answers. Let's continue. From the watchtower, we have to turn right. You camp. You make camp for the night. Sitting by the fire, you write down the day's events in your notebook. Akia settles opposite you, clearly expecting to chat. How do you know all of this? And what good is knowing? Can you trust the books? Why would anyone want to know what a warrior named Akia thought and where he went? Why dwell on the wars and misfortunes of the past? Wouldn't it be better to put it all behind you? What use, you ask? Listen then. In the year 93, during the Battle of the Southern Isles, the Izanan king held his fleet back and didn't finish off the Palians. Do you want to know why? The king had studied the Battle of Datar and knew the Palians' secret signals. They planned to lure the Burkan navy into the sharp reefs. Yeah, I heard that. Some fools even cursed him. And it only happened once. What difference would it make if it happened 10? Or even 100 times? How are books about the reaping useful if, as even you admit, every reaping is different? Compare then. Look for clues, discover and study. Otherwise, don't complain when you're served a pile of bullshit on a silver platter. When will you finally learn that your memories are like roots? Without them, the tree falls. I'll never understand humans. Don't stare at me like that. I'm flesh and blood, just like you. Beware of oblivion, Ake. Books are the remedy. If you didn't know what happened yesterday, how would you know what to do today? I need your story, Ake. It's true for the historians who sift through mounds of old manuscripts. Stories like yours are the most precious of finds. It's just that most people aren't trying to make it into the history books. They just live their lives the best they can. Without these memories of the past, all lives are far less enriched. I notice that you don't like people, Hopper, even when you help them. It's like you're watching it all from a carriage window, covering your nose with a handkerchief when the stench gets too thick. Who are you, damn it? What's to like, Ake? The fact that you kill each other, that you whip your children to death, beat your wives, crowd in to watch your brethren being tortured, grab everything you can just for the sake of having more? Tell me, what's there to like? Are you any better whoever you are? If people like you took their own lives 700 years ago, weren't they being selfish? Do you even know how many people died? 9 out of 10 houses fell into that abyss. Even the reaping didn't kill as many. Can you trust in books no more than you can trust people? Trust no one but yourself. Books are just like people. One may lie, another may speak the truth. Verify for yourself. Kings always glorify themselves. Criminals hide their crimes and commanders hide their cowardice. There are so many books, and by comparing them, you get closer to the truth. Read. I can't. I get book-sick. My head wants to burst. I'd rather fight 3 battles than read 3 pages. Is it different for you? How do you manage to get through all of that ornate lettering? Believe it or not, I did it willingly. Everyone has different inclinations. Perhaps all you need to do is listen to those who freely share their wisdom. They'll request something else from you, something that you can give. But you're not a dog of war. Even the wise men have given their lives. Let's end this conversation. You know the answers already. You're mad at yourself, not me, no matter who I really am. You're right about one thing. I have no reason to like people, but it doesn't mean I want them dead. Well, I don't wish the piglet dead either, but I do enjoy my pork roast. A word of warning, Hopper. Mercenaries are the first to desert. I remember that. In case I become a mercenary, I'm just a tax-paying freelancer at the moment. Misfortune rarely befalls people though. Every man carries his personal misfortune with him. Alright. You ride by an emaciated beggar and toss some copper coins into his lap. He bows and yells that he'll never forget your kindness and that the gods will absolve you because they know Babylon is trustworthy. Babylon is the most honest man in Terminum. Ake bursts out laughing almost immediately. What kind of name is Babylon? Lon, I could understand. Every 12th brat in Nisana is named Lon, but Baba? Or is it baby? Baby Lon or Babylon? That's hilarious. Recount the story of the name. You wait for Ake to finish laughing. There were 12, all told, you say. I remember them all by name. Karls, Plasti, Holda, Hami, Miket, Gono, Toch, Tranan, Puim, Harga, Prep, and Babylon. They were sorcerers. When confronted by 5 reapers 700 years ago, their only choice was to sacrifice themselves, and they did. Ake falls silent. The power it released almost ripped Terminum in two, you continue. The 5 reapers were cast out, weakened for 7 long centuries. Come to think of it, Babylon is a funny name. It means mischievous in the temple tongue. That's him to a T. How can you know that? Ake asked suspiciously. How can you remember their names? Don't tell me you're 700 years old. You shrug. Let's say I read it somewhere. Temple names are always meaningful. He must have been truly mischievous. Alright, the last stretch to Opacum. Alright, I hope this is the last time you have to give in to the curse. You approach Opacum and stop, mesmerized, just like every time you've seen the ancient fortress. Nothing has changed. Its walls and towers are as sturdy as ever, and its dead manor is still shrouded in mystery. However, it feels as though dark clouds have settled over the fort. You outpaced the Frisians. Though you cannot hear the stampede of a moving army or smell the campfires, they are coming. Ake raises himself in the stirrups, arms skyward, and exclaims, "O blessed Opacom, never have you been conquered by the enemy. Never was your gate smashed asunder. Never have you greeted the reaper within. We've made it, Brans. Frisians are not yet here." You shield your eyes. The shimmer of the Milky Mountain snowy peak is blinding. Well, the banners adorning the fort are definitely Barkanan, so everything's in order. Let's see if there's someone to rival our luck. By the way, Ake, the Reapers can manifest themselves in Opacom. Only partially though. They won't have their full power. They look like you and me. Ake can't seem to calm down. Let them, when I don't have my full strength nor my armor. I'm not too good of a fighter. Could it be the same with Reapers? Do they look like normal humans and live normal lives between reapings? You smile alertly. If only you knew how right you are, Ake. However, Reapers can easily charge themselves before you can put on your armor and ready your sword. So let's first get inside the fortress, shall we? Hope we can manage that. Your small company approaches a steep incline leading to the fort's main gate. You dismount and lead your horse by their bridles, noticing watchmen observe you from their bastions. The gate remains shut until Ake bangs on its iron sheets with his fists and feet. Finally, the gate slowly opens, allowing you inside. The guards briskly lead you and Ake to the commander before you can even catch your breath. You note the undeniable purity of this place, and your blackened hand has stopped hurting. You're brought before Staket Vihti, whom you glimpsed back in Oda. He's grown quite old since then, but hardly anyone would dare say that to his face. Who are you? Where you headed? Hey, I've seen you, big fellow. You're part of the Jaranan Prince escort, right? Then it's you Lord Cardinal Coronzon's been telling me about? Yes, your grace. Not exactly sure what the Cardinal told you. We've been sent after Thorn Brenin, been in hot pursuit since Albius. I'm not squad commander though. Here he is, Baron Hopper Rouley of Raidona. I welcome you, Baron. You've made it to Opacum, quite a feat considering the situation. Though Thorn Brenin still isn't in the fort, you've missed him, it seems. We've been following him, your grace. He dropped by Frigga looking for your grandson. But we don't know if he succeeded. There's many ways to Opacum from there. Perhaps we managed to outpace him. Well, I can only hope so. When I saw you leave that forest, my heart sank. Baron, from a distance you looked like Thorn, and then I didn't see my granddaughter with you. Well, your grace, you can hardly mistake any of us for Gleda Brenin, can you? Is Coronzon waiting for your granddaughter in the fort too? Why would he? What would a temple servant need from my granddaughter? As far as I understand, he's here waiting for the newly crowned Trig, although I have no idea why a general ruler would come here at all. I am sorry, Your Grace, it's just that Cardinal Coronzon has been quite upset over her fate. Perhaps Cardinal Coronzon is just a callous, insensitive cold fish like the other temple servants, or he just wanted to please me somehow. We've run into each other in Oda a couple of times. Will you let us stay in the fortress? Well, you can stay if you're not afraid of the three legions of Frisians coming here from the Berkanen highway. Though keep in mind, the food and water supply is only meant for the fortress defenders. Then I request to be stationed by one of Opacum battlements, provided I get my rations. Or whatever you deem necessary, Your Grace. I think we're all ready to defend your fortress, Count. You should know I'm quite a skillful healer, and I can handle a sword well. Trig wouldn't hire you otherwise. Well, let it be. I will send someone to appoint you to your stations. The only thing for us to do is await your orders. Less talking, healer. Don't rely on me to find you a job. Look for something to do. That applies to you too, Ake. Only thing left to do is bow out. Seems like you're left to your own devices, at least until the siege.
If only your luck could match your hopes. Yet you cannot control everything.
Alright, so we beat Thorn Brenin to Opacum. Now we're switching to him. Alright, he was the last time we played with Brenin. We were in the White Tower, right here. And our next destination is Water Manor, the Water Manor. So, I believe Hopper Rouley managed to reach Opacum in day 42, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the Water Manor is right here, so are we going through Frigga? Sure, why not? Hoda suddenly appears on the road. Hot damn, she shouts, arms flailing. Thought I wouldn't catch up to you. Loan from Frigga wasn't lying. You're really here, and I've got an official pardon, stamped as required. You're in no laughing mood, but you can't help but smile when you see Hodel hugging all his friends. He winks at Greta and bows before you. For a moment, it feels like all the recent tragedy was only a dream and that you've only just left Albius. Nice, we got Hoda back. Glad to see you're in good health, Prince. It's about time we had some respite. What's that? Were you saying about a free pardon? I'm leading this man to Opacum, you know. Here it is. You're still under investigation, Thorn. Something not quite right about what happened to Stein in Albius. Everyone else was pardoned, no questions asked. You have nothing to worry about. We had no other choice. That settles. Be careful, Hoda, alright? At least until you make it to Opacum. A king's favor is like a spring wildflower. One day it blooms, but when it starts to get chilly again, it's nowhere to be found. I won't be throwing myself into the blades and arrows, but I won't be hiding behind anyone's back either. What are you worried about anyway? You're leading your squad to Opacum and my father's in Hyborg. You're oddly well up to such a serious injury. Some sorcery played a part. First, Philia used a healing spell on me, or so I'm told. Then, some mage, or scribe, brought me to my senses. I paid a very steep price though. My nanny gave her life for me. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. At least it seems like you're holding up. Your hands aren't shaking. There's color in your face. You'll be carefully looked after now. Why are you alone? Where's your escort? Yeah, they wouldn't let me go with or without a squad, so I ran away again. They probably organized a search by now. Not this, please. I wonder what kind of king you'd make as headstrong as you are. Any news from Barkana? What news is there? Just the reaping and war. Frigga is to be abandoned. Our scouts have spotted Frisian legions in the Vale of Mercy, preparing to attack Opacum. We have to hurry. And now that my grandfather is dead, my father is Jarana's king. You are a crown prince, your highness, with just your simple escorts wandering through a forest full of cutthroats and demons. I'd even be less worried escorting a wagon full of gold. We could talk forever, but we must be on our way. Let's go then. I have no intention of becoming your group's new leader, Thorn. Just think of me as a common soldier. Such common soldiers usually come at a steep price, Hode. Still, I'm happy to see you. You're a skilled knife thrower, aren't you? Do that and don't get into close quarters combat. You don't want Gleda to be orphaned, do you? Alright, let's continue. Having made your way to the end of the ravine, you see the old Gabonan road. The area is a quarter league wide and the crowd of people stretches all the way to the Vandal forest. Vandals, girls, soldiers, bandits, vagabonds, all of them are venturing toward Frigga, their horses' brittles clinking chorus with their weapons and armor. This deluge of people is unending. Everyone walks with their heads down, as if they're sleeping. No military governors or sergeants are in sight. No songs or arguing can be heard. You have to stop your squad and hide to avoid being noticed. Score looks around apprehensively. It's sorcery, Thorn, he whispers in frustration. Vile, horrible sorcery. Feel that pumping in your temples? If you get any closer, we'll all become mindless cattle, dancing to our shepherd's tune, although there is a way out. You're not sure whether to let Score help you avoid the deluge of people or just escape and wait it out. You don't know how many people remain. You're also not sure that Score will be able to help. You're not a Score. Give me a rope, he says, bustling out. We'll circle the squad with it. Everyone get inside with your horses now and spray it with something. Water, wine, blood, peace, I don't care. Anything. Well, and perhaps a couple of words to round it all off. You hear some cryptic words and the noise in your head begins to quiet. You lead a squad inside the circle of wet rope. Move quickly, but stay calm, you whisper. Don't look them in the eye. Blend in and slowly make your way to the forest. Don't look anyone in the eye, Score whispers loudly, especially the guide. Someone's controlling them. They're all under some sort of horrible hex that's slowly taking control. Quiet now, the guide is almost here. Suddenly, the rope burns your hands. Gleda moans behind you. You turn to see a reaper mounted on a gigantic horse. It's the same Reaper who cursed your whole town. You feel hatred swell in your chest and whisper your wife's name. Behind you, Gleda slowly exhaled. Dad, don't look. Avert your gaze. If you look it in the eye, you're done for. Nothing will save you. The rope is already smoldering as is. Just don't look at the Reaper. The monster's grey skin absorbs the sunlight, its greasy hair cascading down its shoulders like black snakes. It scans everyone nearby with an empty gaze, foggy, almost apathetic. To him, they're nothing more than cattle, ready to be butchered. It takes some effort to avert your eyes. The Reaper rides past you, only a couple dozen steps separating from the monstrous leg planted in its blood-soaked stirrup. The Reaper's terrifying mount lets out a formidable snort, and then the Reaper passes your squad. The concealing shadows of the Vandal forest are your saving grace. Oh my god, that was intense. That was really intense. Let's take the border road. You meet a Berkan on patrol. The guardsmen stop you to find out who you are, and if you're telling the truth. Their sergeant is called Thomas. He eyes you suspiciously and says you look like a gang of thugs, which are a growing blight in this troubled time. Answer all inquiries patiently. You provide truthful answers to all of Thomas' questions. It's incredibly boring. You cannot wait to leave. In the end, he can't find anything amiss and begrudgingly permits you to ride forth. Alright. We are a little bit late. The Barian. Gleda Brenin points out something lying on the road. You ride closer and discover two dead bodies, a man and a woman. And a live child, no older than 10. The couple was probably killed by bandits who didn't see use for the child. Take the child with you. Take the child to the nearest village. Sure. As you draw closer, the child stops crying and looks at you. He's scared. You dismount and persuade him to ride with you. The boy is silent all the while. The detour costs a full day, but you can be sure that the boy is safe. It feels like you've done the right thing, and your companions feel some of your confidence and hope. Oh god, okay, morale 100%. Okay, let's take the border road. Alright. This lake in the heart of the Vandal forest is well known, but nobody knows why the ruins on the little island in the center are called the Temple of the Water Manor. There are plenty of rocks jutting out from the surface, but not one of them looks like a manor. These lands have become a home for bandits, but there hadn't been many pilgrims here, even in safer times. Score leaps off his mount, grabs the reins and grumbles, "Where is this manor? From what I've heard, it's supposed to be on an island, but all I see are ruins. Do we have to grope every stone now? I'm not going into the water, I cannot swim, and I hate it when it's wet." Still grumbling, Scour steps into the bridge, slips on the wet moss, and all but falls into a mud hole. Instead of swearing, he lets out a cry of joy. "It's under our feet, and it's clean. I stepped on it, and I didn't die, just felt better." Scour has no injuries. You let out a sigh of relief. Gods be praised, but why is it clean? Could running water be washing away the taint? In any case, we should not linger, but we will have a short rest on the island. Bring in the horses, stay together, and keep your senses sharp. No yelling sound travels far along water. Set up camp and prepare to rest. Once on the island, Gleda calls out, "Dad, look, there's a fresh grave, but there's no name, only this slab of stone from the ruins. There's something inscribed on it. You will not keep misfortune away." What could it mean? You wonder about this too, but not for long as you hear branches crunching. Mabok, the leader of the cannibals, emerges out of the wood panting. As you reach for your weapon, Mabok puts his hands in the air and cries out in pure Berkana, "Thor, wait, listen to me first." Something in the cannibal's manner doesn't match and seems remotely familiar. If this is still Mabok, something incredible has happened to him. You decide to let the vandal speak and lure him closer so that you won't have to chase him through the forest afterwards. Oh, I think I know what he's about to tell me. He probably killed the uh, Druket, I think was his name. Druket was who was supposed to find Thorn Brenin's son. And Druket wasn't human, really. He was an Umbra, and he probably, when he was killed, he probably took this cannibal's corpse. I'm not sure. We'll see. What do you want, cannibal? Why are you tailing us? You've been following us from the White Tower. Are you hungry? How about a taste of steel bread? Do you remember what Druket said? Open the locket. Don't take it off. Just look inside. You'll find a portrait and a name. Elskar. That's right. That's my mother's name and portrait. Where did Druket get this locket? And how did you learn of it? No time to explain. You don't need to know everything for your own safety. I will tell you one thing, though. Don't remove the locket. It can protect you. As for the knife, you'll have to surrender it to me. It is not for you to wield. So you're not a cannibal? Who are you then? Trust me, the Mabok that was taunting you no longer exists. All that's left is this monstrous vessel before you. It serves Druket's sorcery. I bet that the Mabok of the White Tower has never heard of Brett's mother. It's hard to imagine sorcery that does not die with the sorcerer, but nobody knew my mother's real name apart from herself, myself, and my father, whom I never got to meet. What do you know about Brett's father? I know quite a bit. Brett himself knows bits and pieces. His father always remembered his son and the woman who had born him. Brett's desire to meet him equaled his father's pain of not being able to let it happen. This is true. I always had help, though it came in secret, through other people. It didn't make my mother's tears any sweeter, though. Who is threatening him? Your father was a peculiar man. He had and still has peculiar enemies. They'd hunt people like you because they don't want your father's kind to leave offspring. These are deadly foes. You know them as the Reapers. Wow, as if the reaping led by the same reapers, from what I understand, wasn't bad enough, I'm getting my own private reaping? Is there anything else Brett should know? You cannot get past the water menu. This is the only place where you can cleanse yourself from the abominable sorcery that saturates the woods. You can catch your breath here, but you need to get to Opacum quickly. It's a clean place there, if everything shall be decided. For now, just toss me the knife. Wait, what shall be decided in Opacum? You can't be talking about the war. We are no army. What can we do? Why do I have a feeling that something is driving me and my daughter to Opacum? Sometimes one man is worth an entire army. There must be a reason why the Reapers are hunting down the progeny of Druket and his kind. You should go to Opacum. I'll surely come to or send someone in my stead as Druket did. Some battles cannot be avoided. Well, what do you think? Suddenly, Mabok falters and you feel a strange numbness creeping over you. Your throat becomes dry in a flash. It feels very much like the spring equinox in the Alpius city square. A silhouette appears before you. Oh, it's Nakoma, yes, the Reaper. You see, I needed some peace and quiet to do my work. Pilgrims rarely visit this place, and then I ran into you. What are you doing here? What business of yours is that? Are you like Adna, perhaps, exterminating Umbra seeds so they don't disperse? What are you plotting this time? You wouldn't understand, Karbath. What kind of Umbra are you? A reveler and a wastrel, a lover of humans. I know all about you. Druid, Druket, now a Vandal oaf with blood-crusted lips. Are you not sick of dressing up? No, I'm more interested in your companion. Who are you, stranger? Don't you realize yet, soldier, or have your undergarments not yet glued to your skin with sweat? If not, ask your black-skinned friend. I've been meaning to ask Karbach, have you ever inhabited a woman's body? Thorn, this is Nakoma, adept at nasty tricks and a master of torture. Sometimes he looks different. Then he is called the Reaper, one of the Reapers. What do you want from me? What if I tell you that you are a plaything of fate? What if I tell you that you were bred for this reaping? What if I tell you that your entire life has been a prelude to our meeting? Were you perhaps thinking the reaping had begun in Albius by accident? You cannot trust him, Thorn. He has a deft tongue that blends truth with lies. Even those who read your past like an open book cannot know the future. What do you want from our land? This land is no longer yours and hasn't been for a while. Soon you will see for yourself. Don't worry, there is room for your bones in it. Don't you know? The ampler the reaping, the richer the fields. Leave them alone, Atrach. You gave out my name. I'm giving out yours. If you meant to kill them, you would already have done it. So do not mock us any further. I cannot afford to spend time on small talk right now. He will not leave until he gets what he wants. What do you want, Atrak? As if you don't know what I normally want from mortals. The pain, the grief, the unbearable suffering. Their suffering. But this time I don't want anything from these people. Quite the opposite. I mean them well. What do you say, Captain? Will you accept a kind deed from me? I don't see why I shouldn't accept a kind deed from a good man. Karabakh was not joking. I'm not a man and definitely not a good one. However, I do want to do something good or at least bring you good news. Your daughter has been called for a higher purpose, Captain. She could be the chosen one, a vessel that will serve to awaken divinity. My daughter is not a crock, even if some divinity cock thinks differently. Do her wishes even matter? Did your wish matter when your wife died, Captain? If mortals were granted their wishes, the world would plunge into chaos and drown in blood. Wait for the sign, young lady. Tough luck may not yet find you, after all. You have a strange concept of luck. Mark my words, I will be the master of my own fate. I can decide for myself whether I want to be someone else's vessel or not. You can kill me, but you cannot force me. You amuse me, girl. You have yet to learn that a pheasant's talons and the color of his plumage mean nothing when he's brought to the kitchen. It's still a long way to the kitchen, I admit. We'll see what you're capable of. And you, Mavok, freeze. This is not your game, so don't meddle in it. Mavok freezes again, tries to move and finds himself unable to lift a finger. In a hoarse voice he whispers, only Opacum can save you. Only Opacum. You grab your sword and watch in horror as Nakoma vanishes into thin air and a band of girls emerges out of the fir wood. You have no choice but to stand your ground. To arms! You are under attack. As they cross the bridge, some of the girls suddenly stop and shake their heads. It seems that the stone has lifted the charm that was forcing them to obey the reapers. They come to their senses, look around in surprise, then disappear, retreating into the woods. The remaining men attack you. Alright, this was weird. Let's do the upgrades. Alright. Alright. Nine skill points. Wow. Alright. 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 2 skill points. Alright. go. More health for my archers. Alright. There you go. There you go. Helm. And I think that was it. We have a new card, paralysis. This is held by 5 and stuns target. Whoa, this is pretty good. Alright. Alright. There you go. Nine attack, 12 attack. Whoa. Alright. Let's go. You know what? I'm gonna stun you. I'm gonna move here and use retaliation. Alright, now I'm going to move here. Perfect. Okay. We have another X-thrower right here. Alright. Interesting. Alright. 16. Sure, why not? Alright. This is going to hurt. Alright. Alright. I really want to get rid of this guy. Ooh, that's going to hurt. 15 damage. Alright. Then I am going to what? Oh, I need energy. God damn it. Alright. There you go. I completely forgot about that. Alright. Nice. I'm going to move a little bit further back. Okay. I don't mind that. 16 damage. This should be dead. I'm going to move here. What? What are you insisting on? Trying to kill oh the alright, you're stunned now. Alright. There you go. Okay, your turn. Alright. I think I'm going to kill you. There you go. Okay, we got a new card. Destructive Mood. More Strixes and 3000 gold. Couple of level ups. The battle is over. The girls' corpses are drifting in the lake like gruesome floats. Water rinses the blood off the bridge. You wipe your blade with a cloth and turn around. Let's leave this cursed place. Be quick. Mabok, what's wrong? Mabok shakes his head and makes a gesture of resignation. Nothing. I'm leaving. I don't wish to draw further perils toward you. You should leave too. They'll reach you anywhere, except Opacum. You lock gazes with your daughter who looks strangely numb. Gleda, what's wrong? We're in a hurry. Gleda looks you in the eyes. What if it's an evil force that drives us toward Opacum? Maybe it's not salvation that waits for us there, but more perils. Whatever it is, we need to get into that fortress. You say with great irritation. We leave immediately. Saddle the horses.
The fallen can't be blamed, nor the victors forgiven. Shadow Clan's code for warriors of peace.
All right. Chapter 8. We are switching to Lo Pheng. The long journey is coming to an end. You hear armor clanging and wheel axles squeaking. The Frisian legions are on the move. Opacum lies before you, the dead menhir sticking out like a rotten tooth between its towering bastions. The great ancestress can barely hold body and soul together. As the fortress draws closer, she seems like the condemned approaching the scaffold. She's about to collapse. She notices your eyes upon her. Keep going, Icon. We're almost there. Don't worry about me. I'm weak, but I'm still standing. This magic I sense, it doesn't originate from Opacum, but from the reaping itself. It cannot get in, so it surrounded the fortress like an invisible rampart. Support Amma. You stop to wait for Amma, then nodding courteously, take her by the arm. You immediately feel a terrible weight pressing down on you. Your vision goes dark and you can barely hold on to consciousness. Amma sneers. This burden isn't meant for your shoulders, Icon. Even a warrior of peace can't carry this weight. I'll manage. Keep an eye on the road. You turn to hear the sound of hooves approaching. A band of Berkanan soldiers rounds the bend. They're obviously being pursued. You turn to meet the pursuers and see several girls hiding in the forest. There's also a Berkanan noble kneeling in the dust beside a fallen warrior. This is your ticket to Opacum. Alright, we have one skill point. Let's get more attack. Oh, we also have Sorti. Sure. Alright. I'm going to get Reed instead of 30. There you go. Let's fight. Let's fight the girls again. Okay, we are attacked from two sides. We're going to get rid of these guys first. I'm going to put you here. Alright. Okay, that's perfect. Yep. Alright. Oh. Ouch. That was... Alright, then I'm going to move here. Alright. A little bit of pass. Alright. Oh my god, so this guy has a bunch of retaliation. So maybe I will attack him. Perfect. Alright. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Alright, you are dead. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright. That guy's dead. I need to kill this guy. I'm gonna stun him. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, I need to kill this guy. Alright. Let's move here. Alright, I think you are dead. You tried, but you failed. You hold back the girls, giving the Barkanan detachment enough time to reach the safety of the fortress. Amma is unhurt, but looks like she might faint. After attending to her, you turn your attention to the two remaining Barkans. One of them has been struck down by an arrow. The other, dressed like an aristocrat, is beside himself with grief. Reed rushes to the wounded man before you can ask. She kneels beside him, then waves to you reassuringly. He's alive. He's bleeding, but not much. No need to worry. The girl's got it much worse. I'll help him. The aristocrat gets to his feet, wiping his face with a handkerchief. Oh, this is Prince Heatherly. God be praised. This man is Lon, my faithful god commander of many years. I'm Heatherly, Prince of Isana, and I'm exceptionally grateful for your help. You tell the prince nothing, and Brit tries to smooth over the awkwardness with a little bow. Your Highness, we mean no disrespect. Our leader is from the Shadow Clan. Warriors like him are very reserved. I'd be surprised if he says a single word. Show respect to the prince. You nod. I'm honored I've been able to help the royal house of Isana. Heatherly gestures apologetically. Well, you're the first icon I've ever seen. I just have one question. How can I repay your kindness? Rick looks at you, then Heatherly. Your Highness, we need to get to Opacum. We're escorting a woman, a healer. She's heading to the dead manor. Heatherly eyes you suspiciously, then nods. You don't need to enter the fortress to touch the dead manor, but I'll see to your request. You fought well, and I owe you. The wounded soldier stirs. Reed smiles triumphantly, and Prince Heatherly sees in relief. Your expression remains impassive, piquing his curiosity. This skirmish confirms that all rumors of the icons are true. Had your island been a bit larger, you could have subjugated all of Terminum. Do you have a question? You have at least until my god realizes I'm missing. They're in for a haranguing. Should a warrior flee from is Opacum the only safe place? Opacum has never fallen into enemy hands. They also say the reaping has less power over it. Opacum isn't some hole in the ground though. It's a fortress, and enemy will die in the shadow of its walls. What is Berkana going to do about it? Berkana will go to war, but we're trying to stop the enemy forces before they reach our lands. Opacum is our outpost in Gabonan territory. I have no further questions. I have a question for you then. Your healer must be knowledgeable and renowned to warrant an icon bodyguard. Can she speed up my guard commander's recovery? I'll ask her about it
Mm-hmm.
as soon as she can speak, Your Highness. She's indeed knowledgeable, but she is exhausted from traveling. Your man is only lightly wounded and will recover soon enough. Oh, your guards are finally looking for you.
Ah,
The stupid fools are too late, but they'll have a chance to cleanse their shame with blood fighting on the walls of Opacum. Follow me. The Frisian forces approach, and I don't want to encounter them outside the walls.
A pearl grows to protect the oyster from dirt. Doesn't the dream of freedom do the same thing in the soul of a slave?
Alright, this is Opacum. I'm going to wrap up the episode here because I foresee that we'll have a bunch of dance events in the next hour or so. So stick around for more. Thank you everyone for watching and see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.